Good afternoon, everyone. People on Hangout, can you guys hear me? Hi, everyone. I was just started the Hangout link. The Hangout is just started. There seems more people on Hangout rather than uh, yeah. So can somebody confirm me on Skype like it's working or not? Are they able to view my screen and hear me well? Before we get started, can somebody confirm on Hangout like uh, is it fine, or on Hangout chat? So I hope people on Hangout can hear me and see my screen, and we are going to start session on LINQPad. So here we begin. Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, welcome to the session on LINQPad. It's not a seminar. Let me tell you, because it's a session, toolcat session, where we will be learning like how to use LINQPad and how it can be helpful in our day-to-day life coding. So before we just get started, let me have a brief introduction about myself. My name is Ankit Kumar, and I'm currently working with Mindfy Solution for around 3 years and 10 months. I'm having few certification on SQL Server, HTML5, CSS, and MVC4. My skill sets are written over there. People can connect me or contact me on the given links present over here. Coming to the agenda of the session, it will be like, first we will have a small introduction of LINQPad, what it is and why should we use it. Second thing will be like download and installation of the LINQPad. Then we will go to the UI options that LINQPad provides, and then we will try it out. We will have a small discussion on also like which all are the people who can use LINQPad. So coming to the introduction, LINQPad is a software utility targeted Microsoft .NET development, and it is used to interact with the SQL Server database or OData or the WCF data services exposed at somewhere using LINQ or SQL language. And it also helped us in writing C# code snippet without a need of an IDE. The creator of the LINQPad is Joseph Al-Bahari, and it was created in 2007. And from there, like, it's been through a lot of version, and there are lots of improvement which each version that is coming on. The second thing is like, why should we use LINQPad? First thing is that it is a very lightweight and it's free, the standard edition with no expiry. So once you install it, you can continue using it without any problem or without any license issue. There are some features like which you can activate by getting to the premium version or the paid version. Like the last point which I have mentioned is the intelligence and the debugging, which are only available in the paid version. And other things like you can have it uh, on the LINQPad, like you can write C# code or VB code or App Sharp code or snippet. You can query the database using the LINQ queries or the SQL Server. And as I've already mentioned that for these we do not need a heavy IDE like Visual Studio or SQL Server Management Studio. As well as we can check the query performance. I will talk about it a little later. And the result set what we have is having a rich output formatting, so we can select various information what is present over there. Another thing like before we come to the download and installation, like who are the audience who can have it or who can use it actually. So basically if you are a developer and dealing with C# or VB .NET or App Sharp language, you can use it. If you are a developer using SQL Server database or MySQL Server or some data services exposed by uh, the Microsoft, you can use it. You can write C# code snippet as well as program in the LINQPad. So like it is quite useful for a developer related to the Microsoft product or with the database. So download and installation, for downloading, people can go to the its official site, that is linkpad.net, and there we have an option for downloading LINQPad. Once you click on the download LINQPad, it will download a executable which is hardly like 6 or 7 MB in file size. So I have clicked the download installer and the download is started. The size here is 4.8 MB. So you can download it with no problem. I am canceling it because I already have it in my downloads. So here you got the linkpad.exe. You can run the installer and you will have the LINQPad installed on your system. The installation steps are quite easy. So once you download, you will have a shortcut on your desktop which you can open to view the LINQPad. Another thing is like, so we are done with download and installation. Next thing are the LINQPad UI. So basically I will not be going through the slides anymore, and rather I will be going to the LINQPad actually, and what are the options we already have. So this is the LINQPad user interface what we have. So first of all, we have some menus in the top corner like file, edit, query, debug, and help. So help is there for you. Debug option is available if you have activated the premium features. One interesting option what you will get along with the other option is like upload to instant share. So once you click it, what happens, so whatever the link query that you have written, it will be uploaded to a server, and you can copy the URL over here and you can download it later. So if you want to share some link query that you have written and you want to share across your team or anywhere in the world, you can directly give them the URL. So the URL will be something like LINQPad. I have it. So it uh, here's the link which I got. Currently, it will be a blank uh, query because I hadn't written anything in the query. So if there is something, it will be there in the file that you will be downloading along with the connections what we have here. We have the query where we can write some examples like hello world, and we can directly run it. And here is the output window. So here it gives the result set. In some cases we will have lambda expression for the LINQ methods. We also have SQL plain if we are writing some LINQ query. Then in case we will have SQL equivalent SQL code for that one. And the last one, which says is the intermediate language, that is something related to the processor level and like how it happens. And if somebody is familiar with the macro uh, programming a microcontroller, so they might be well aware of this, what all these are happening. uh, so and on the language options, as I was talking about, we can write C# expressions without any problem. We can write C# statements like if we want to execute multiple code or multiple line of codes, we can have C# program also written over here. So mainly in many cases, what happens, like we have a small code that we want to run, so we will have to open our Visual Studio and then create a console application, and after that it gives an option to run. So basically we can directly run those option over here. This will not be there. We will see like what all our options available here, and then so here is a like a small program, and apart from like writing console dot output, we can have output by using dump. This is applicable, this is available with LINQPad, and we can have rich output formatting also for the same, like if we want to have some information output of the program. So it gives a nice like heading, whatever we pass it in the dump, so it will be shown over there. And if if we have multiple, we can have multiple dumps statement over here. Let's go to some of the program that we already have in here. So whatever the queries that we will be writing, that is going when you are going to close this query or close the LINQPad, it will ask you to save it. Once you will save it, it will come under the my queries section. So you can also set the folder option, like where you want to you want to save the LINQ files. So this is like a very small program, like it says hello world, which I have already said, and the output is hello world. So it is here we are doing nothing, just outputting the program whatever we have. So in the next example, what we have is like we have a LINQ query uh, querying over the word, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and it is doing a split. And after that, or I hope that everyone is aware of the LINQ syntax. If not, I will come to that to just have a brief overview, like how the LINQ queries can be written. There are like two ways. One is the query syntax, and another is the method syntax, where we use lambda expression for getting the same result. So it give me the desired result, like the words whatever in there. And then these are something, if you want to have if you want to taste some of the code snippet which do not have any kind of database interaction, so all these are fine. But the moment you think that you have some query written over uh, in your project and you want to test that query. So in that case you will need a database connection, because if you are going against some table, so you need that table information in your LINQPad also. So for that, LINQPad had an option to add connection. So once you click on add connection, so by default it is the link to SQL. Other WCF data services also you can select, where you will have the option to give the URL of the data services where it is exposed, and the login name and the password, and then you can have the output in the JSON or the XML format. You can save this connection also. Again, we have Microsoft Data Market Services. So in that case also you will have to provide the URL and the account key information, and that connection will appear. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those, so I won't be going to that. So the default one is linked to SQL, which will uh, lead you to the next option where you can have the option to connect to the database. So you can provide the server name here. Also, if your database is on Azure, you can connect it over here using the by using the server name, by providing the server name and the authentication information. So currently I'm going to connect to the uh, my local SQL server instance using SQL authentication. And here we have option to create a new database or specify an existing database. So if you click on the option like so it will provide you the existing database what you already have. So here's the database I have selected. If the database is not there, we can create it also, like create database option is there. So a new database like Northwind test will be created over there. It's showing created, and that option will be available. I think the next time I should connect, that will be available. Or we can use it directly, or I have some database. And there also we have option to include the views and store procedure if we want to include, and we can test the connection. It says it's successful, and then we click on OK. So what we have, it will populate the connection information and the table what we have. Once we click on the on any of the table information, so it is displaying the columns. This is the PKID, so it is showing over here, and the product is related with a foreign key, so that is why the option is coming like this. The next thing is the table name what I have in my database is category, not categories. So while configuring the connection, you have the option to pluralize the entity set and the table properties. That is what happens normally when we use entity framework and we create a EDMX file from the existing database. At that time also the table names are getting pluralized, so we can have the same option, or otherwise we can remove it if we want. So currently it is fine. So we have the connection over here, and the moment we are going to save some of the query with the uh, database connection which uses the database connection, so the next time what will happen, the information will be saved in there also. Now coming to the next example, what I was saying, like we have two options for writing LINQ query. First one is the query syntax, another one is the method syntax. So we have a array of numbers, and then we have the first query, the first LINQ query in the query syntax, like the number one equal to from number. This is a variable in the source where the condition order by number and then selecting number. So it is something equivalent to the SQL query what we are writing, like select number from source where condition is this and order by number. And the same thing is written in the method syntax where we are using lambda expression, like number dot where number, and then we have the condition and then we have the order by information. And if we are going to run it, oh sorry, the error which I got is due to the reason that the numbers was selected. So what happens, like if I am selecting something and click on F5, so at that time what happens, only that particular line which is selected is executed. So if you are selecting this and clicking on F5, so at that time only this is selected and this is run, not the entire program. So if we do not select anything and run the entire program, so here is the output which is same for both the results. So like these are the two ways in which we can write our query for interacting with the database. Now let's talk about something called dump. So dump is provided by LINQPad to dump whatever it is, whatever is given to it, and we can use it as number as times we want. So here what we have, like we have a simple array of integers, and we are trying to have a prime number over there which is greater than by 10, and it's sorted. So when I'm running it, so selected. So at the time what is happening, so in the very first time these are the number over there, and then in the next line here it is showing the numbers which are greater than 10. So the value which should be here, and then it is order by n. So the third result what we have is sorted, and then we are multiplying it by 10. So the last number is multiplied by. So what I wanted to show here, like if you are running a complex query, so in different places we can see what values are coming in. Now coming to the query which uses a database connection. So the query is written for the product table what we have it already here, and the connection is also there. If you are running, if you are have multiple connections, so it will also provide you option to select which what connection you want to run. Let's suppose if you are having multiple connection, for one is for local and another is for staging and another is for production. So at that time it is quite helpful, like if you want to run the same query and want to see the result. There are cases where we say that okay, this thing is working fine in local but not working fine in staging or not working fine in production. So in those scenarios this is quite helpful, where we have the option to select the connection. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one more connection over here just to show that option. Northwind test is now appearing, which we had added over there, which had created a database. So currently I'm connected to two database in my local. So here we are having option to select database with against which we want to run the query. So the current query which is written over here is something related to the Northwind database and the product table. So let's run it. So this is the output of the query that we had run, and it is like quite obvious. In our cases, what happens, like we used to write LINQ queries, and if we want to see some output of the query, we will have to run the whole program and then come to that option. We will have to store it somewhere and then display that, or on the means while on the runtime only we can see what the values are coming over there. So this is quite helpful, like and quite common scenario where we want to run our query and want to see like what is coming, what is the output of the query. Another thing is like at the bottom here is the runtime which is given over here. Query successful, and it says that the runtime is 1 second and 34 millisecond. So with LINQPad, like we have the option, like it does not add overhead on the running query. So whatever the time which you get is almost the same if you have run the same directly on the database. Yes, education plan is see, this query will be converted to SQL query, and then that will be fired. So the whole process does not add much overhead. So what I'm trying to say, the execution time that you are saying is almost the same what you would get if you are going to run the same query in the database directly, without having the connection, means without calling the connection and then having a connection still, and then after that you are running the query. So this overhead are minimized over there, and you can expect that whatever the output you are getting over here is almost the same what you will get when you will run this query on the database directly. So we have option, I think, what I wanted to show. And the next thing is like we have the categories over here. So that is a column. So once you right click over here, so you already have lots of option to display the data what is already over there. So you can have categories dot take 100, and it will show you the top 10 top 100 records from the tables. Currently it is having only 5 records, that is why only up to category id 5 it is displayed. And as I have said that the product is linked as linked with a foreign key constant, so you can have the product detail also over here. So once you click on the product, it will display the product information. So similarly, like it provides you like different options uh, here. If you want to like give some condition, the intelligence I'm not getting here because this is not a paid version. So that is something we need to be careful. We need to type all the column names correctly if you want to have the result over here. The intelligence will be activated, can be activated once I go for a premium option or the debug option. Uh, so that is the same query which I run. Another thing, like in our projects, we have cases where like we want to have the data in some predefined classes, so that it can be strongly typed. Whatever the things which we are getting, this is an anonymous type, and the type will be defined as at the runtime. So if we want to have the projection in a predefined class, so that also we can achieve it using LINQPad. So here is an example where we are having, let's suppose we are querying through a table, and whatever the information we want, whatever the column information we want have it in another class which is having the property set over there, so that we can use that class further for other operations. Or let's suppose we have uh, column, we have queries from multiple tables, and then we are having it into a class, and then we want to use that class later in our like in the grid or somewhere else. So this is like a very common scenario where we want to use a class. So let me run it and it is fine. So basically the last query what I had, that is the same, just I am using a test class to define it. We need to be careful because the keywords like public will not, public or private will not work here, and this is a C# statement, so definitely that will not work. And if you want to have a class defined in the LINQPad, so we can use internal as a keyword. And another thing, we need to be careful that it will have open parenthesis but no close parenthesis. If I will put it, it will give me an error for sure, I think. Yeah. So I had a similar kind of situation, like I had to debug some of the query which we are using joins using 3 tables, and then I had the data in some other uh, class which I need to use in a grid to display it to the end user. So at that time I looked for it and came to know about the option. So, and yes, that is uh, you can, another thing is that once you have defined the query, you need to close it with a close parenthesis. So this is the format like uh, the LINQPad is following. Maybe in the latter version they will have something better for this kind of things. So once you have written your query, you need to give a close parenthesis, and if you want to have some classes defined over there, we can have the internal class written over there, and then we can define it. So this is the trick or the thing we need to be careful, and this is like the most common scenario in our day-to-day life. Another thing is like the option which is for writing C# program. I think it was not in the earlier version what we are using. So I think it will give me some error. Now this is fine. So once you have it, you can write your C# program over there. So when I have changed the language to C# program, it added a void main function in the overall the query that I had written. So the good thing is like to test some of the small features or the some of the small logic. If you want to write it, we do not need a console application. We can directly open the LINQPad and use it. So these are like the things which you can do with the LINQPad. And on a daily basis, like what happened in the scenario, uh, I'm giving you a real-time example where I had a query written over there and it was working fine in local. So but on production it threw some error. Uh, the the final output was not as per expected. So I run the query with the defined parameter, and in local it worked fine. Then again what I did, I looked through the uh, codes on, sorry, the database value what we had in over there, and had the same values over here by defining as a constant on the top, and then I run it. So after that only I came to know that there are some mismatch in the values, due to which the error was coming. But it was the LINQPad which helped me in debugging the information. So these are with the LINQ queries. But like I don't know LINQ. If there is a condition like if I don't know LINQ and I want to use LINQPad, so is there something option for that? Yes, we have. So we can have a new query window, and then we can select the simple SQL, and there we can use the connection north wind, and then we can write our select star from. Do not use star. I'm using star for the demonstration purpose only. And it will give you the output. So basically, if you want to run some SQL queries also, you can use LINQPad. If you want to run C# snippets, you can run. If you want to run code, C# code or VB code or F# code, you can run. If you want to have some small console application kind of thing, only thing what will not work here, you cannot take input from the user. So if you want to test some small logic, you can use LINQPad. If you want to test some C# code or snippet, you can use LINQPad. If you want to test some queries, you can use LINQPad. It's quite simple and easier. And if you don't know anything, and if you want to use, let's suppose you are totally new to the IT world, and you want to learn something, and then you want to progress. So once you install the LINQPad, it has lots of samples provide it with. So here is a small 5-minute introduction. The example which I have given were mostly from here. So uh, this will provide a small introduction for the LINQPad. And if you want to learn C#, I still remember that when I installed the LINQPad for the first time, it was C# 4.0 in the nutshell, and now we have C# 5.0, so we can learn that also. So basically, it all helps you to learn LINQPad if you want to learn. And then simple query expression. So you can use this sample for learning purposes, and you can excel through it. So that is what all LINQPad have. And if you are not new also, sorry, if you are new also, you can have it, and you can learn a lot from this. You can learn LINQ queries, you can even learn C#. Using this, you can even learn SQL Server management issue. And if you are not in project, and if you are no, you do not need any heavy ID like Visual Studio or SQL Server management studio to have. No, basically you will have some. You will need some SQL Server, maybe audio on your system or somewhere else, or maybe on LAN, so you can connect using the IP if you want to query the database. So you will need some database, but it's not needed on your system only. uh, so in all this scenario, you can the LINQPad is very much useful for learning. And we can learn what I have already mentioned, C#, VB.NET. I'm not much into the VB programming, but having a little bit knowledge. And then we have SQL also. We can also use embedded SQL. So basically different type of programmers can use it. And AppSharp, I'm totally not aware of this. So all these are options are provided by LINQPad. So it's a great tool to get started if you want to learn. And especially if you are dealing with the Microsoft technology. I think that's all what we have from here. I don't think that, yep, we need anything other. Another thing is that, as I have already mentioned, that it is very much lightweight. So it will hardly take 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to install. And see the startup time, hardly 2 seconds or 5 seconds. So basically you do not have to wait for Visual Studio. And if you have ReSharper over there, I think you can understand the pain, how much time it will take to create a console application just to test some dead time logic or some mathematical function. So that is all what we have in the premium, what we have with the LINQPad. If you feels like if you feel and you want to go to the premium version, you can definitely, you can have a activation code, and you can register for, you can check the pricing on the LINQPad official site. So I think that's all what I have from the LINQPad. We have tried it out. Uh, the definition was from the LINQPad, and the resources were mostly from the LINQPad site only. So once you go to the its official site, it provides you lots of options. Yeah, there is one more thing, like which is in there. So it also helps in automating some of the scripts, but I haven't used it using LP run. So we can automate some of the script. Maybe I haven't used it right now, so I won't be talking much about it. But to have an idea what LINQPad can do, it can have, and the link LPN setup comes with the LINQPad setup. If you are going to download the whole program, not from here, if you are going to download it from home, download section, if you are going to download stand alone executable, you will have both the option with you. And I think there will be more coming. There will be more options that will be added in the LINQPad later. So that's all from my side, and I think with this, person should be able to use LINQPad on a daily basis. Any questions? Yes. Yes. Yeah. See, what happens, like when we run a query using a query syntax. So, what will be the equivalent lambda expression that will be displayed over here? So, the option I have, which I have selected, like category, where category ID is equal to 1, and then we are projecting it. So that is the same thing is written over here. So what you will get, the I have written in the query syntax, and the lambda plane which show the output in the lambda expression. Yeah, lambda syntax. So that is the same. See, it's saying categories dot where, and then c dot category id equal to 1, and then it is selecting c using the class which is created over there. The SQL plane, what it does, it display the equivalent SQL queries. So if you are thinking like what will be the equivalent SQL query for uh, uh, the link query that you have written, so the SQL planes display the same. So it says that declare variable at the rate p0 int 1, and then it says select tid as id, and then from where, from category as t0, where category. So it is like the equivalent SQL query for the link query what I have written over here. So if you are using the query syntax, you can have the lambda syntax as well as the equivalent SQL query, and you can also use this to test the output result. So and it is the same again, the intermediate language, what how the query run actually in the LINQPad. So that all are option that you have uh, while running the this lambda expression will not be available if we are using C# expressions, because in expression we are just evaluating some expression, may have value, may not have some value. So but if we are using C# statement with having multiple lines, so in that case, if you are writing some link query, in that case we can have the equivalent lambda and as well as the SQL query for that one. I think that's it from my side. Is the how you can connect to us. Thank you very much for your time. I'm stopping the broadcast.